at it again, baby, and we have a little bit of a debate here. AOC, Jordan Peterson, and Thomas Sowell. Let's dive in.
We need to realize the consciousness of the Democratic Party, I believe. And I believe that it's time to come home. Yeah! I think it's time for us to come home. It's time to remember that universal college education, trade school, a federal jobs guarantee, exploration of a universal basic income were not all proposed in 2016. They were proposed in 1940 by the President of the United States, by the Democratic President of the United States. These are not new ideas we are picking up.
She did only say exploration of universal basic income. She didn't say, let's give universal basic income. That was just something that I caught in the midst of that before they all started clapping.
A federal jobs guarantee, exploration of a universal...
And a federal jobs guarantee? So you're going to guarantee that people will get a job? Is that what that means?
Trade school, a federal jobs guarantee, exploration of a universal basic income were not all proposed in 2016. They were proposed in 1940 by the President of the United States, by the Democratic President of the United States. These are not new ideas. We are picking up where we last left off when we were last most powerful, when we were our last greatest.
Inequality drives crime. Now, you can say, you can argue about why, but the fact that it does is that's not disputable. So we could have an intelligent discussion between the left and the right, and the discussion would go something like this. You need innovation, you pay for innovation with inequality. But you need to bind inequality because if it's too intense, then things destabilize. It's like, okay, we could agree on that. We've got the parameters set. Now we have to.
But you have to bind inequality because if it's too intense, things destabilize. Okay. So if inequality is too drastic, for example, if you completely got rid of the middle class and you just had the rich and you had the poor, there was nothing in between. I could definitely see how that would destabilize everything. I think the middle class is definitely important. I agree with JP.
Destabilize. It's like, okay, we could agree on that. We've got the parameters set. Now we have to start thinking very carefully through how to do the redistribution issue, and we don't know how to do that. So you might say, well, we have a guaranteed annual income for people, which I think is a horrible solution, by the way, but it addresses the right problem. The problem is that we're hyperproductive, but the spoils go to those at the top, and some of those resources need to be funneled down to the people who have zero so that they have an opportunity to at least get to the point where they can innovate, and so the whole bloody thing doesn't wobble and fall.
I think you have to encourage people, maybe encouraging people to donate, maybe lowering taxes, maybe. That's just like an off the whim, right off the top of the dome, spur of the moment. I could be way off with that. You guys can let me know how you feel. We need to rebuff our government programs. I've spoken about that before. I've personally seen some BS going on. I've personally seen people selling their food stamps. If you have enough food stamps to sell, why do you have them? So some of the stuff is just bogus. So I think that all should be cleaned up, and I think one, we could lower taxes, and we incentivize people to give money away, to donate somehow, some kind of way. I don't know. Y'all let me know.
To at least get to the point where they can innovate, and so the whole bloody thing doesn't wobble and have an opportunity. Need to be funneled down to the people who have zero so that they have an opportunity to at least get to the point where they can innovate, and so the whole bloody thing doesn't wobble and fall. And and I would say in some sense that's what the political discussion is about. But we've skittered off into these radical oversimplifications, which is something like, well, if you have more than another person, you're an oppressor and you're evil, and if you have less, it's because you're virtuous and victimized, and that's just a non-starter.
Yeah. What would you say to the people? I hear a growing movement of people saying, well, this is why we need a universal basic income, because technology is going to force so many people out of the workplace.
Oh, that argument has been made for centuries, and it's been proven wrong for centuries. I would ask the question, what has happened? We've moved in that direction already. We have lots of people who can live off the welfare state and not have to be productive. And how are they better people as a result of that? I saw some time back, and I haven't followed this, that young people, the suicide rates among young people were among the negative consequences of the 1960s. You've taken all meaning out of people's lives. And so they find all kinds of crazy things to do, drugs, whatever. And then, again, it's not peculiar to the United States. You find this in Britain, other countries.
So universal income is a horrible idea, according to Thomas Sowell and Jordan Peterson. AOC was kind of, I was like teetering, I would say. She didn't necessarily say let's do it, but she said we should explore it. And sure, we can explore it. We should explore all things, because maybe there's something out there that will actually work that we aren't aware of quite yet. We should explore it. Doesn't mean we should do it. We should look into it, which is totally different than actually doing it. Looking into it and doing something are two totally different things. So yeah, I can agree with AOC on that point. We should explore it. Sure. Explore it some more. Look further into it. Do some studies. Do some research. See if it's been done in other places. See what happened. The good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, sure. In terms of JP, I agreed with him as far as, we have to make sure that the gap or that the whole thing doesn't crumble. Some of those resources have to funnel back down to the bottom somehow, some kind of way, which I feel like they are in a certain type of way. Thomas Sowell, I do agree with him that we have allowed people to live off of the welfare state. I've witnessed it personally. I think it's bogus, and I've proposed an idea as far as how we could help fix that. And you guys can, and I'll state it again, and you guys can let me know if you agree with it, disagree with it, why or why not. I think we, should make welfare a lot stricter and give it a time limit. You have, 6 months to buy a toilet and a ruler and get your poop straight, so to speak. You're not going to just sit on here for eternity. The system should also offer trades training. So if you want to be on this program, you either have to work a minimum of 45 hours a week, which I understand it's a smidge over 40. But if you're going to get this government assistance, I at least need to see that you're trying to put in some work. You're not just doing the bare minimum and just saying, yeah, I'm done. It's a wrap, 45 hours a week. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing over the top. People have worked well over 45 hours a week every single week since forever, right? I don't think 45 is anything crazy, but you guys can let me know in the comment section. If you think 45 hours a week is astronomical, let me know. I don't believe that it would be. So I think there should be a minimum of 45 hours a week. If you don't want to do that, then you have to enroll in a trades program that the government will pay for. You have to complete it. If you don't, you're kicked off the program, and hey, figure it out on your own. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. We tried to help you. You didn't want to help yourself, so get on out. But if you're trying to put in work, if you're genuinely trying to put in work, if something happens and you happen to fail a test on I don't know how trades programs work, if it's like regular class curriculum or whatever, but if you happen to fail for if you have a good reason why you failed the trades program, sure, we can get you back in. You can have a second crack at it if there's a good reason why you failed the first time. But yeah, that's my proposal, basically. In short, I'm sure there's some other details that need to be worked out with that. But you guys can let me know how you feel about that. If you think it would work, if you think it would work, if you think it's a horrible idea, if you think it's a great idea, let me know in the comment section. Also, do you think we should have universal basic income? Talk to me in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.